one of our kids. No, they're not going to do that, And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, no. So I left and I went up there to Kody and Robyn's house. And Gwendolyn was out there. She just came out and she just hung on to me.
Meri broke my heart. I mean, yeah, we all felt the pain for everyone with Garrison's loss. But damn, I was really tearing up with Meri. I've watched her get dragged through the mud for years, criticism after criticism. Sure, she can come off as tough and emotionally distant, especially when it comes to the kids, but people seem to forget. She's the first wife. She was there before any of them. She watched Janelle and Christine through their pregnancies, through the births, through the whole damn thing. It's easy to forget that, though, when you're busy hurling judgments. I guess I just needed to vent because I don't have anyone to talk to about this show. Anyway, wow, what a gut-wrenching episode. I expected Janelle's grief to hit hard. I knew Christine, being the hands-on mom she is, would be devastated. And of course, Kody's going to show some regret. But Robyn? I could have predicted her cold, fake demeanor, always on brand. What I didn't see coming was the absolute horror on Meri's face. But I should have. She's loved these kids, all of them. She's always been a part of their lives, and it showed when she dropped everything to be there for Janelle and Gwen. Honestly, I was kind of surprised by the way she didn't even hesitate. No question, no? Are you okay with me coming over? She just showed up. Yeah, Meri's never been the emotional type. Not like the others. She's more stoic. It's not that she doesn't feel things. It's just that wearing her heart on her sleeve isn't her go-to move. So seeing her break through that and just be there for Janelle, no questions asked, was something else. Even with all the drama and tension between her and Janelle over the years, when it came down to it, family was family. She didn't flinch. She was there for both of them. I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd be seeing that from Meri, but she's always been someone who loves deeply, even if she's not the best at showing it. She made it clear this time. When Gwen needed a hug, Meri was there. She made dinner, said she was bringing food, and she wasn't just going to drop it off. She was going to sit with Janelle. No pretending everything was fine. Just presence. That's powerful stuff. In a way, Meri really showed how to show up for people in the most raw and real way. Garrison may have been Kody's son, but Gwendolyn and Kody both needed Meri's support. And Meri didn't hesitate for a second. It wasn't about talking or making it better. It was about just being there. I'm getting food, and I'm coming over, and I'm going to be with you. She knew Janelle didn't need words. She just needed someone by her side. That's what family is. I hope this episode opened some eyes about the true impact of suicide on the people left behind. It's a hard topic to touch on, but the way they handled it, brutally honest, no sugarcoating, was brave as hell. And Meri? Well, she once again proved how much she really loves her family. Sure, she's been through her fair share of conflict, and people have been nasty to her, but when the chips were down, she didn't hesitate to show up. She was there when it mattered. Good on her. I hope that moment brought some healing and support for everyone involved. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to ThreadoraTalks, where the conversations are always next level. I'm your host, Jenna, and today, we're turning things up a notch. Trust me, this is one video you do not want to miss, so let's dive right in. Oh, I didn't think it was possible to hate Kody and Robyn any more than I already do, but somehow they find new ways to sink even lower. The interviews about Garrison were the perfect example of just how messed up their relationships are. Janelle, at least, tried to shed some light on Garrison's struggles, his fight with alcohol, his battle for sobriety. But Kody? Not once did he acknowledge any of that. All he could talk about was himself, as usual. And then, as if we weren't already rolling our eyes hard enough, he suddenly decides he sees the stupidity in the entire COVID situation. Please, I nearly threw my phone across the room. And let's talk about that fake apology moment, because I'm still trying to figure out who Kody thinks he's fooling. There's a clip where he's pretending to want to apologize, and it's painfully obvious that it's an old interview. His hair's way shorter, and it's clearly cut in to make him look like he's reflecting on his actions. The guy's got a full head of gray hair in the current interviews, and then, bam, we cut to this apology with him wearing basically the same shirt. The sheer manipulation is just, wow. It's obvious they've pieced these clips together to try to sell some narrative about him being remorseful. It's so frustrating to watch, especially on the Discovery app where I caught it at the 23-minute mark. Now, Gabriel, I'm absolutely heartbroken for him. He looks like a shell of a person. It's clear the toll this whole mess has taken on him, and I just want to scream at Kody for being so absent. Garrison's death should have been a wake-up call for him, but all it seems to have done is reinforce his selfishness. Kody has to learn from this. Gabriel needs love and support from his father. It's not just about being a parent, it's about actually showing up. The other thing that really got to me was how Kody just dismissed the family's wishes for Garrison's funeral. Instead of listening to anyone, he insisted he should take Garrison to Wyoming, because of course, it's all about Kody, right? Janelle or Gabe should have been the ones to take Garrison, but no. It's like he had to make the entire situation about his own emotional journey. And honestly, the worst part is seeing so many people defend Kody. Why? Why shouldn't he be held accountable for the chaos he's caused in his children's lives? It's not just about Garrison. This affects all of his kids. Even Deb and the others who aren't as vocal are paying the price for his cruelty. I just hope he feels the weight of this every single day. He deserves to. What does it say about the emotional warmth and safety of the Brown family when Gwen felt like she had to ask for permission to visit her father's house after just finding out her brother died by suicide? Yeah, let that sink in. In a recent episode, Robyn was all about demanding advance notice and following some weird protocol just to show up, while the other moms were like, pop over whenever, no biggie. So we're really meant to believe that Gwen had to call Kody and ask if she could come over. Seriously? Where was Kody's "I'm here for you" energy? You'd think that with everything going on, he might have been the one to reach out and gather his kids for some comfort. You know, maybe Gabe, Gwen, Savannah, but no, apparently it's on Gwen to make the first move. And Kody, his usual everyone should come to me attitude just lingers in the background. Not to mention, they didn't film anything inside the McMansion either. Just another outdoor shot with Robyn there, doing her usual nothing. But hey, at least Meri was there for Gwen. I actually felt like Meri was genuinely trying to take care of her in that moment. Gwen clearly felt comfortable enough to run to her, which says a lot. Look, I'm trying to be fair here, and I get that I'm recapping this after the fact, but can we think about this for a second? Gwen could have just asked, "Are you home? I need to come over." And honestly, just because her brother died doesn't mean Kody was even home. Funeral stuff moves fast, and there's a lot of decisions to make. I get it. I recently lost my dad, and the speed at which everyone expects you to take care of things is mind-blowing. I mean, I love trashing Kody as much as anyone, but I'll give him a pass on this one. The whole situation with Garrison's death is just too much to dive into right now. I get why they'd be hesitant to even let the cameras in for this kind of grief. This episode felt respectful and actually well done. Can we not tear apart a family that's already been through enough? I'm just saying, maybe today isn't the day to dig into the details. Last night's episode? So real, it felt like we were watching people actually living through grief, not scripted drama with a story arc and some producers waving their magic wands. No, this was raw emotion, and I don't think it's ever been more authentic. You could tell Kody was hurting, genuinely. We all been there, right? Grief has a way of slapping you in the face, hitting you in waves, and dragging up all those what-ifs. I mean, watching him face that was tough, but I do hope they find some peace eventually. That scene with Meri? Brutal to watch, but necessary, I guess. It was probably torture to film too. And just so we're clear, both Kody and Janelle had the final say on what made it to air. I'd say TLC handled it pretty well, honestly. Kody even had a moment of self-awareness. Wow, I know, shocking. Admitting he regrets making Kody such a big deal. Too bad he doesn't get a do-over to fix things, huh? Progress, I guess. But can we talk about Robyn? It was like watching someone try to force themselves into a family they clearly didn't belong to. She looked so uncomfortable the entire time. Seriously, she was practically squirming. Then the scene with Meri, that broke me. It was so well framed, so heartbreaking. You could feel the weight of it. Also, shout out to Garrison for having good taste. Dragonheart? Iconic. I'm with him on that one. But when Janelle spoke about how Garrison started struggling after COVID hit, it clicked for me. I remember when Kody got mad at her for letting him and his brother stay at home. He wanted them out because they weren't following his specific COVID rules. But here's the thing. He barely even went to their house. Janelle stood her ground, and now it makes even more sense. Garrison was dealing with a lot, and kicking him out would have just made everything worse. I'm pretty sure he was also saving for his own place and just needed a little more time. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'm mixing up the details since it's been a while since those COVID episodes aired. Now, let's talk Robyn again. I mean, can you blame me? Honestly, this episode just proved how out of place she is in this family. It's like she's trying to play the role of mom, but these kids are way too old for that. If she had been in the picture earlier, sure, maybe, but it's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And don't even get me started on her non-existent bond with Garrison. It was just not there. I've got to give credit where it's due though. TLC did a great job with this episode. It was beautifully done. I cried through the whole thing, but every time Robyn was on screen, I just got this weird mix of sadness and rage. It's like I was mourning the loss right along with everyone else. But seeing her without a single tear made me irrationally angry. Maybe it's personal. Losing my best friend to suicide will do that to you, but I can't help it. Every time she was on screen, I just kept thinking, are you even listening? Oh, I can't even. Then Kody, that last scene with him. Oh man, that hit me. I'd managed to hold it together until then. The regret, the pain, it was all so raw. You could tell he was genuinely hurting. Part of me was like, Robyn, are you seriously this disconnected? Sigh, I don't know. My heart broke for everyone in that family, but especially for Garrison. Rip man, you deserved better. I really appreciate how openly everyone is discussing what happened. It's raw and real, and I hope it reaches someone who's struggling in a similar way and encourages them to choose a different path. There's no judgment here about how anyone is grieving. Whether we like them or not, even the ones I personally can't stand, everyone has the right to grieve in their own way. It's not up to me or anyone else to decide what's appropriate. As a teenager, I lost several friends to suicide, but now, as a mother, this hits me in an entirely different way. My heart goes out to the parents and siblings who are going through this unimaginable pain. I also really respect how Janelle has used this tragedy to start much-needed, honest conversations about mental health. She seems to be embracing the grieving process in a healthy way and is creating an environment where her kids can do the same. Major kudos to her for that. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised by how thoughtful this episode was. It struck the right tone, and I'm curious to see if the producers can keep it up next week. Throughout this whole ordeal, Robyn has been playing a game that, let's be honest, ultimately tore this family apart. But last night, the only emotion I saw on her face wasn't guilt or remorse, it was concern. Concern that Kody might just fall back into the same old groove with the original family. And you could feel the tension. Kody's standing at a crossroads. Try to fix things with his family or walk away completely. Guess what path he was on last night? The let's fix this one. But let's not kid ourselves. something did happen that was the breaking point between Robyn and the original family, and my Keltie spilled the tea on her Patreon about it. So, what card could Robyn have played to keep Kody from reconnecting with his grieving family? Honestly, I did think there was still a chance for healing, but let's be real, the hate for Robyn is just getting started. What's coming next? Oh, brace yourselves, because the gloves are officially off. And once everything's out in the open, it's going to make what we've seen so far look like a warm-up. And don't even get me started on her latest antics. Her comment about the fire being big and hot felt like she was just trying to sneak in an innuendo. Yeah, I joke with my husband like that too. But her timing? Completely off. Then she sits there with that permanent frown of hers and casually asks, "You want to take him though? You want to go get him?" Like, is this seriously happening? I can't stand her. Here's the real kicker. Robyn's only real concern isn't about Kody's kids or fixing any broken relationships. Nope, it's about Kody actually developing a real bond with his other kids. And God forbid, admitting what we all already know, which is that he's failed them in so many ways. She's doing everything she can to stop that from happening, as we saw when she called Aspen confrontational for just speaking up. She is the textbook definition of an evil stepmother. Honestly, I didn't think I could dislike her any more than I already did, but after seeing her play these games while one of these kids is mourning the loss of a loved one, yeah, she's absolutely irredeemable at this point. Look, I get it, grief is personal. Everyone processes it in their own way, but let's be real here. The level of judgment some people are throwing at Kody and Robyn for how they handle grief is pretty ridiculous. Sure, pretty much everyone watching this show agrees that Kody and Robyn are far from fan favorites, but come on, judging them for how they grieve? That's a step too far. Not everyone's reaction is going to look the same, especially when the cameras are rolling. There's no one-size-fits-all way to grieve. And who are we to decide how someone should feel or act? I'm not a Robyn fan either, but even I can admit she seemed genuinely upset. Maybe not as much as the others, but it makes sense. She wasn't as close to the person who passed, so it's not surprising her emotions weren't as intense. Still, she was trying to be there for Kody and handle everything as best as she could. And let's be real, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Maybe she's a mess off camera. Maybe not, but it's not really our place to judge. People deal with grief in different ways, and some people don't always wear their emotions on their sleeves. It's kind of absurd to judge someone's grief based on how many tears they shed on camera. I totally agree with you. Grief hits everyone differently. But I think the real issue here with Kody and Robyn isn't how they're grieving. It's how self-centered they both come across. It's like they're the only two people in the room and nothing else matters. Kody can't go back and fix his relationship with Garrison or his other kids. Those decisions are made, and now he has to sit with them. The real question is, will this moment force him to actually reflect on his choices? Like, did he really prioritize his new wife and her kids over everyone else? Guess we'll see. Honestly, I felt more empathy for Kody in this episode than I ever have before. As for Robyn, still the same old Robyn, completely self-absorbed. In the fire pit scene, Kody's crying and Robyn's just pushing him to move it along. It felt like she was more concerned about getting him to wrap it up so she could make everything about her again. Meanwhile, Meri, Christine, and Janelle are talking about their kids, supporting each other, and showing some actual empathy. Robyn, she's too busy talking about how she was working while Kody was in the room, trying to figure out what's going on with him. It's all about her perspective, and zero empathy for anyone else. Honestly, I wish they'd just edited her out of the whole episode. I'd be fine with never seeing her again. And I felt that way before this episode, too. Bottom line, Robyn doesn't care about anyone in the family who didn't come from her womb. No pass for her. None. Alright, now I want to hear from you. Sound off in the comments and let me know where you stand. Agree, disagree, or something in between. And if you're enjoying the vibe, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you're always in the loop. Your voice counts, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for hanging with me.